We're here in North Toronto at our Lytton Gardens project. This is a storybook English Tudor-style home built in the 1920s. When our clients called us, they asked us to take a look at their main floor and how we could open up the space, open up some walls, retain the intimacy of the Tudor-style home, but get more light into the kitchen area specifically, as well as enlarge the kitchen space for current-day family-style living, open concept to the family room, retaining a bit of a dining area, but still maintaining that intimacy as well. It all comes down to planning. At the beginning of every renovation, we spend a lot of time in our design discovery phase, where we really learn about how our clients live in their space, what works really well for them, what also doesn't work very well. That's usually the longer list. And then from there, it's kind of like building a puzzle, finding the perfect pieces, and it's not the same solution for everyone. Each client has a different answer, different layout. What's the optimal flow and function for their lifestyle, for their needs, their home? And then we begin to layer in the aesthetics and sort of the pretty after that. The kitchen's really the star of the show. We took out 2 load-bearing walls, did a lot of beamwork in the ceilings, which unfortunately couldn't be fully flush. So our team came up with a really creative way of hiding the structural beams within a coffered ceiling detail. So some of the beams that you'll see here in the kitchen are functional and real underneath, and some of them are actually decorative and faux. Our client loves to cook and entertains, so we used an all Thermador suite in this kitchen, complete with a full-size fridge column, freezer column, a double steam oven, and the Thermador Freedom induction cooktop. She wanted a countertop that was durable, maintenance-free, so porcelain was a great option in this case. We used it to clad both the surfaces of the counter, the waterfall down the edge of the island with the beautiful bevel detail, as well as the backsplash. She's Italian, loves to cook, so there's lots of spaghetti sauce and eggplant parmesan splatters, so it's really easy just to take a cloth and wipe the entire surface down. We clad the hood as well in the same porcelain for sort of a dramatic but subtle at the same time feature and focal point. Again, the main reasoning behind it functionally was to have that hood surface easy to wipe down after cooking any sort of grease frying or splattering. There are 2 sinks in this kitchen. I love what's called a chef's sink. Having that second prep sink actually located within arm's reach from the cooking surface. Not only is it more functional for cooking, it's actually safer as well in the kitchen. You're not turning around or moving with a large pot of boiling water. Over the new kitchen area, we took the opportunity there to actually create an orangery-style skylight that's evocative of a conservatory and to bring in a lot more natural light. So again, back to the client's main directive of wanting a lot of natural light in her kitchen area. She loves natural plants and wanted to have just as much natural light flow into this room as possible. Our client does love china. She loves to display her family pieces. We reused the dining room hutch that was refinished as a kitchen hutch. And they're heirlooms passed down from her parents, as well as her husband's parents. So it's nice to have those on display in the kitchen. Since we ripped out the existing dining room and converted that mostly into kitchen, a little bit into the powder room as well, we had to relocate the dining area to the back of the house to take advantage of all the natural light. We did a beautiful built-in banquette between the family room and the kitchen that acts as seating along one side of our client's existing dining table that was actually a family heirloom piece that we had refinished to bring out this beautiful 2-tone of the mahogany wood that was hiding underneath this dark, dated stain. And the space at the end of the island is actually large enough that our client can either add a second table for larger gatherings or even expand her existing table with leaves and rotate it 90 degrees and add additional chairs around it there. So it's flexible. It's about having space that adapts to how we live. The family room at the back of the home, we maintained pretty much the same footprint and layout. The living room and the family room actually underwent fewer structural renovations than the other half of the house. But those spaces, we added a lot of millwork. In the family room, we added a wall of our built-ins for displaying family photographs and books and treasures, as well as a large art TV and a beautiful white oak frame to tie in with the floors, and then a large sectional that was custom made to fit into the bay window and maximize the amount of space in there for movie nights and family viewings. The cocktail lounge and living room in the front. They wanted like a speakeasy style, funky, moody interior. And as soon as our client asked for this, I was like, I got you. I'm the right person for this. This is totally up my alley. And from there, the design just really evolved. We have gold leaf on the ceiling. We have a beautiful Rembrandt-inspired mural wallpaper. That's a surprise. You don't notice it until you're actually in the room. We retained the original fireplace. We even retained the original mantle and painted out the same color as the walls so that it was a subtle textural difference with all the beautiful carvings and detail that was original to the home. The only thing we did update was the old outdated tiled hearth with the same jade granite that matches the cocktail bar top. The husband, he's a mixologist and loves to make all sorts of fancy cocktails, so that was a very important area for him in the home. Family friends who've come back through the home actually questioned whether it was original to the house or not. I love when a detail through millwork especially has that feel of history and character, something that could have been here forever, but it has the built-in functionality of something new. So there's actually hidden fridge freezer drawers, there's an ice maker, there's lots of storage for bottles, drink paraphernalia. So it feels like it's always been in the home, but it's actually a new feature that we added during the renovation. We really wanted to make the space feel moody, vibey, kind of like a speakeasy or a hidden cocktail lounge. So it's got a deeper color on the walls that envelops the space, this rich aubergine. When I first said aubergine, she's like, what, purple? But with a little convincing, and then seeing the full palette, she's fully on board, and that's actually the favorite room of the two of them in the house. We completely rebuilt the front entrance, taller ceilings. We added a nice barrel vault to accentuate the curve and the height and draw you into the space and create a more grand opening. On the floor, we laid this beautiful porcelain tile that mimics marble. She has a big dog and a family of 5, so this stone gives us the look of marble, but the durability and ease of maintenance of a porcelain tile. The old powder room was off the kitchen at the back of the home. In this case, we had the opportunity to relocate the powder room to the front entryway. One ask for that room was that it be funky and trippy and a little bit different. She wanted a conversation starter. So that was what we created in that room, with this beautiful peacock wallpaper and antique brass mirror and a beautiful emerald green quartzite stone floating vanity. It's become a laundry room and a mudroom all in one. It's super functional now, having French doors out to the front of the house. Our client will actually bring her dog in from walks. Floors are natural slate there, really durable. Don't have to worry about a dog in there with muddy paws. But we tucked the laundry machines into a little nook out of sight from the road, added in a large laundry sink and some counter space for folding clothes. And then directly facing the road, we did a beautiful wall of built-in millwork, all in this gorgeous lavender color, to pick up the two-tone effect of the lavender and the pale purple in the tile. And that is what you see from the road. So it's a beautiful color and vista. So it's nice, actually, it's turned into a super functional space and probably one of the best decisions that we did make in the renovation. I love color, I love personality, I love walking into a space and knowing who the person is that lives here right away. And I think that really resonates with our clients, is they don't want spaces that it could be anyone's home, they want spaces that are their home.